The controversy around an Arizona town and fire department after their then deputy fire chief lied about confronting a young man and got that gun owner charged with multiple felonies has only gotten deeper. Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. I have an update today on the video I did a couple weeks ago about the young man who was charged with multiple felonies after brandishing his firearm in self-defense against a local fire chief. A fire chief who, along with his wife, used his position in town to file false police reports, demand an investigation, and get gun owner Matt Masucci arrested at gunpoint.
Police Department, how can I help you?
My husband is a battalion chief, and this is not a joke. The guy pulled a gun on my family. My husband jumped out of the car. We tried to calm the conversation. He just pulled a gun out on my family.
It took years for Matthew Masucci to get his name cleared. In the meantime, Prescott, Arizona Deputy Fire Chief Justin Parra was promoted. As a quick recap, Masucci was at a gas station one July night in 2023, minding his own business when a drunken Dustin Parra got out of his car, followed Masucci to his, got aggressive, and held Masucci's car door open so he couldn't leave. Masucci had a gun in his center console and pulled it out, at which point Parra's family was finally able to drag him away from Masucci's car. But they called the police and claimed that Masucci had come up to their car with his gun drawn, pointed his gun at the firefighter's chest, threatened their teenage son, and ran away when he realized who the firefighter was. 4 days later, police swarmed Masucci's car, blocked off a road, and arrested him at gunpoint, talking about needing to use deadly force on their body cams. For some reason, it wasn't until the Attorneys for Freedom, who run the Attorneys on Retainer program, got involved that anyone seemed to look at the security footage from that night, which proved Masucci's innocence. And for all of the details on that, you can check out my original video up in the cards or down in the description. That is just the basics, and there was a lot more corruption going on than that. As for the Attorneys for Freedom and their Attorneys on Retainer program, they are exactly who you want to have in your corner in a situation like this. God forbid you ever end up in one. They specialize in self-defense cases, and as long as you are a member when the incident happens and reasonably acted in good faith, they will take your case and defend you, whether the self-defense incident comes with felony charges, like in this case, a misdemeanor, or even happened in a gun-free zone. And now their retainer program gets you not one, not two, but 4 lawyers on your case if it has to go to trial, 3 self-defense specialists, and a 4th lawyer of your choice. Because of this new feature, as well as their new coverage for red flag hits, expungement work, and civil liability coverage, among other things, their prices will be going up for anyone signing up in the new year. So if this sounds like peace of mind to you, use my link down in the description and code LibertyDoll to get $50 off your individual sign-up fee. In the comments on that last video, a lot of people said how Parra should have been fired or even arrested for making false police reports. Well, that's what this update is, and it is not a result that any of you are going to like. After ABC 15 Arizona ran an expose on the case, the fire department finally came forward and announced it would not take any action against Parra because the incident happened off-duty and in his personal capacity. In a Facebook post published the day after ABC 15's report, Central Arizona Fire and Medical wrote, "CAFMA is aware of a recent media report involving one of our employees in their personal capacity. The matter occurred off-duty and is not related to their work with CAFMA. Out of respect for all involved in the principles of due process, we are monitoring the situation. We will review and respond as appropriate to any new information that affects CAFMA's role. Otherwise, we have no further comment. We remain focused on serving our community." Now, there are some obvious problems with that statement. First and foremost, they say that they did not fire Parra because of the principles of due process. But it took Matt Masucci over 2 years to get his due process. He was facing decades in prison, lost his job, lost his home, and Dustin Parra and his family, and apparently the fire department, were just going to stand by and let that happen. Not to mention, it might not have happened while Dustin Parra was on duty or in any professional capacity, but he brought his job into it when he tried to use his position as a threat against Mr. Masucci and then used that position again to sic the cops after him. Now, the comments are interesting. There are many comments criticizing the post. There are some claiming that Dustin Parra would never have done this or used his position in such a way, so the surveillance and body cam footage must have been doctored. Others praised the fire department, saying that people shouldn't lose their jobs over their personal opinions, though again falsely accusing someone of a serious violent crime, getting them arrested at gunpoint and nearly killed, and allowing them to face decades in prison for it is hardly a personal opinion. And sure, the incident might have happened off-duty, as I said, but Parra was quick to try and use his position to intimidate Masucci and again sic the police on him. In fact, he personally called a detective he knew to demand the cops go after him. But it's also come out that the department hired a crisis PR agency with a $2,500 monthly contract, paid in taxpayer dollars, to craft this response. This part was not announced publicly, but ABC managed to get a copy of the contract. Despite this contract, the department has not released any other statements, and the fire chief refused to answer questions about Parra at a recent public meeting.
Hey Chief, Dave Biskobing with ABC 15. I was hoping we could talk to you. We've heard a lot from the public about the situation with Chief Parra, and I'm not sure if you have a response to what's happened. A lot of people are wondering, is he going to be investigated?
We're getting ready to start a board meeting.
We have a couple minutes though, so I'm hoping we can knock this out in a few minutes.
I think we're going to do that right now, okay?
When could we do it?
We can talk afterwards and figure that out.
Will you give us some time after?
We'll have a discussion and we'll...
No, if you're not going to promise to talk to me after, then we can do it now. You guys have hired a crisis comms firm, using taxpayer money to pay them. My questions are free, and we're here right now, so I think we should just knock it out. Do you have anything to say to the public about what we reported?
Dave, not today.
Oh yes, Reinhardt is out.
Not today. Ever?
I'm not saying never, but there may be an opportunity to visit, but we're getting ready to start this meeting, and I don't think this is the most appropriate...
It's the 100% most appropriate time. You're a public official at a public meeting.
Thanks, Dave.
We're continuing to work very hard to be public stewards of public trust and the finances, and I don't worry too much about the fact that we are trying to do our best to respond to your report, and so we'll continue to monitor the situation and try to respond as best we can. Fire Chief John Fadima eventually told the outlet, and that was that. He then also revealed the department is in discussions with the local police about this, but refused to say what those discussions were about. ABC 15 is actively investigating, though the police and Parra are still ignoring them. For now, they've done all the public records requests and are waiting for more of that information to come in. And apparently part of being a public steward of public trust and finance is that monthly PR team. Part of that responsibility with taxpayer money is this email asking if there were any other skeletons in Parra's closet that reporters might find out about, and complaining that the attorneys for freedom were being vocal about the case. Sadly, we don't have the return email that lists Parra's skeletons, at least at this time. According to public records request, the fire department has also gotten multiple voicemails from concerned citizens, some angry, some demanding accountability, but all saying, hey, we're taxpayers and we don't want him in the fire department. The fire chief said that he wasn't worried about it and claimed that most of the negative feedback was not relevant as it was from outside the Prescott community.
And so we'll continue to monitor the situation and try to respond as best we can, because we have gotten some public feedback, but a lot of it is very negative, but not even from our community. So we'll continue to work with the board.
Some of it, quite a bit of it is from your community, though.
Okay, thank you, Dave.
So we're just going to leave it at this. You're just nothing to say about this specific. What you've said is talked around a lot of things. You have not answered anything specific about this at all.
Okay. Well then, no. I have no further comment to have to you today.
There's also been speculation that this crisis PR team is deleting comments on their Facebook. According to the Central Arizona Fire website, Parra is now the Deputy Chief of Operations. Dustin Parra began his career in 2008 as a reserve firefighter. Chief Parra promoted through the ranks of engineer and captain before promoting to training chief and then deputy chief of operations. He is a certified paramedic, hazardous material tech, peer fitness tech, and has been a training officer since 2014. In addition to his responsibilities at CAFMA, he's an active member in the community. He currently serves as a board member for Prescott Youth Football and will be assisting with the PHS softball program. Chief Parra is also an active member in state training. He is a member of the Arizona State Fire Training Committee and assists in the coordination of the annual Arizona State Fire School. I will be very interested to see how the fire department / crisis PR team responds to yet this other report, and equally interested to see what else ABC 15 uncovers. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for this video. You guys know the drill. For all of the algorithm things, please do them. And as always, thanks for tuning in. Stay safe out there and happy shooting.